Mr. Feet? Mr. Bob A. Feet?
Sure, whatever.
First things first, I want to give a huge shout out from Jagger from the 6 and He for Feet for absolutely fucking nothing. You guys have nothing to do with anything. But anyways, back to our regular schedule program. What's going on, beautiful people? It is your boy Bob Feet back with a brand new Hot Toys unboxing video for you guys here today. Yes, ladies and gents, it has been a while. It's been almost 2 months, and I think my last review was the Rey Skywalker. It's like, it was the Rey figure from The Rise of Skywalker, and you know, it's been a while. I think it's only been like 2 months now since we've actually gotten like a Star Wars release. And well, ladies and gents, I'm proud to announce that finally Hot Toys has brought us this beauty of a figure over here. Yes, ladies and gents, we have the 501st Battalion. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, well, we'll get into that in just a moment. But yes, ladies and gents, we have the 501st Battalion Clone Trooper Deluxe from the Clone Wars. Yes, ladies and gents, the Clone Wars have begun because finally Hot Toys is finally going to be releasing these, which I'm very surprised on how they actually released this first, way before Rex, because Rex was first announced and before this guy, which is kind of disappointing because I really want Rex. Everyone in the fucking world wants Rex. That's what everyone's talking about. But hey, at least we got a Clone Wars, you know, Star Wars figure out now. So, ladies and gents, before we get into any of that, I want to give. But, ladies and gents, before we get into that, of course, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Hit that little red notification right there, and that little that little red button down there, and the little notification bell. Because if you guys like Hot Toys and you guys like all these new releases, and you want to be kept up to date what's being released and all that good shit, hit that subscribe button, because you know your boy be doing those reviews for you guys over there. And of course, if you guys enjoy the video, leave a like, because it really helps your boy out and all that good stuff. But enough of that stuff right there. But yes, ladies and gents, we have this beautiful figure over here today. Shout out to Midas, like I said all the time, Day One Collectibles, baby. That's your place to go, I'm telling you, bro. Best place to buy your stuff, best prices. Shout out to them. Got this in, you know, quick ass time. Of course, the packaging and all that was beautiful. And yeah, I'm very excited to be unboxing this. I love clones. I grew up with Clone Wars. That's basically how I got into Clone Wars. And it's, you know, and of course collecting, you know, like Star Wars stuff, and especially clones, I feel like they're really cool. And of course, this is our very first, I guess you would say, normal-ish clone. Like, it's not like Commander Cody where he's like a specific character, where these are kind of just clones that are just generic in a sense, but it's obviously from a battalion and all that. So this is our very first one from Hot Toys, and I'm very excited, and especially with all the things that come in. So without further ado, ladies and gents, let's take out the plasticing over here. Just be careful, very, very careful. Take that shit off. And then of course we have the beautiful, beautiful box art over here. As you guys can tell, we have the Deluxe sticker on this bad boy, like it does usually with all the other Deluxe figures. And then of course we have the picture of the figure here itself, along with the holographic Star Wars logo, and then the, I guess, the what is it called? Oh, I forgot the thing that goes around it. I'm having a brain fart, but yeah, very, very nice. Of course we have the other, I guess, version, or we have a clone, you know, pose right there on the side, and of course the name on the side right there. So yes, the box art looks absolutely beautiful. Looks very, very cool. I really like it. Hot Toys has been killing with their box art lately, especially with their little, I guess you would call sleeve, or I don't know what the fuck they're called. I keep on forgetting. But yeah, now let's take off the top of the box and let's see what type of box art insert this thing has. And of course, like I said, Hot Toys always loves to add these box art insert art type of things, and I love it. These things are absolutely beautiful. As you can tell, we have a clone with the 332nd helmet right there with the heavy machine gun right there. So absolutely beautiful. Now let's take this bad boy off because we don't need it right now. And oh my god, wow, this thing is absolutely, holy shit. Just taking a quick look at it, I'm just gonna show a little preview right there. As you guys can tell, this thing is absolutely beautiful, bro. Oh my god, dude, this is a lot better than I expected. I've seen pictures already, these people already had them, but this thing looks absolutely stunning. I actually fucking love this. So now what we do, ladies and gents, before we dive right into the figure itself, we will dive into the accessories, and we will have them all laid out, and well, we'll talk about them. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back with the accessories all laid out in front of us here right now. As you guys can tell, this does come with a pretty good amount of accessories, more so with weaponry and all that. But it also does come with a bunch of variety of also kind of backpack type of things over here, as you guys can tell, which I really like. And well, of course, with a clone, you would like that type of stuff. You know, I would imagine they would do that. You know, it's not like other figures. But enough of that stuff. As you guys can tell, like I said, bunch of accessories, very nice, unique accessories. You know, especially with the helmets, which is probably my favorite part. But, you know, let's just jump right into it. So, I did not include this accessory. I guess you would, I don't know what you would, I mean, what you would consider. To me, it's an accessory. But the stand that it comes with, I didn't include in here just because there's a bunch of stuff here that I have to cover. But yes, the stand, it's a, just your, you know, your generic stand. One thing that everyone is talking about right now, and, you know, it's kind of stupid, but, Hot Toys accidentally spelled battalion wrong on this, as you can tell. If it's spelled differently, it's you know, I'm not gonna spell it out, but it's obviously spelled differently, and well, they kind of messed up on that. So who knows? A lot of people are kind of bothered by it. I understand, like, you know, when you pay for Hot Toys, like, you're paying a premium price, so at least get the spelling right. But to me, it really doesn't bother me, you know. But I mean, we'll see what they'll do, you know, for people that already got it, and well, you know, we'll see if they offer a replacement. But knowing Hot Toys, I doubt they will probably do that. But anyways, yeah. So this is the stand, very generic, just, you know, your normal, I guess, Death Star type of, or Starship type stand. And yeah, that's it. So there's our stand right there. And then of course, moving on to, I guess, the boring stuff, and then we'll get into cool stuff, is basically the hands that this comes with. If you guys don't know, the Sideshow clones usually came with a bunch of hands, like actually like a bunch of hands. Like I have a few clones myself, and they did come with a bunch of hands, and they actually not only came with hands, but they came with like different types of feet where you could kind of just like, it looks like they're running and all. So that was a very nice thing with Sideshow that they did. But unfortunately with Hot Toys, you know, they don't really do that type of stuff here. So as you guys can tell, we have all the basic generic hands over here. I'm not going to really showcase them, you can kind of see them, but as you guys can tell, we have just a pointing one right here. Their weathering on this is all the same. Basically, it's the same exact thing. There's nothing different, at least from what I know. There's just weathering, and it's just white. It's a white, you know, piece of armor on the hand with just weathering on each side. So, you know, one where they're, you know, I guess have their hand up, one pointing in direction, all that stuff. So nothing crazy when it comes to the hands and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then of course, jumping into the next accessory lot, or just part of the accessories, is the weaponry. So over here we have the DC-15 over here. As you guys can tell, this thing is ginormous. And for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to be comparing like the weapons from Hot Toys to the ones that Sideshow gave us. So we have the DC-15 here, and then we have the DC-15 from Sideshow. So as you guys can tell, this is very, very different, as you guys can tell. I would say these are the same exact length, or Hot Toys is a bit shorter, as you guys can tell right there. But yeah, very, very different, as you guys can tell, especially with the paint apps. This one is more kind of cleanish, where this one kind of looks a bit more weathered, which I kind of do prefer, because I mean, obviously they're a trooper, you kind of don't want to see their weapons clean, but at the same time, the nice look for it is very, very nice. I would say this one is a little big in proportions wise, you know, as you guys can tell, like, I don't know, from this part right here, looks very, very big. And one thing I did notice as well is that this one actually comes with like a little, I guess you would call it torpedo hook or something, where this one, it doesn't come with that. And then of course, you know, just little details here and there, where this one looks a bit more weathered compared to this one. So overall, I mean, I would probably prefer this one just because of how it is, but to be honest, this one feels a little less more like breakable. I feel like, I mean, both of them are not going to be easily breakable, but I don't know, just the feel of it is obviously different. This one I feel like is a little bit bigger than this, but yeah, if you guys want to see comparisons of Sideshows, right here, and then Hot Toys right here. So very nice. But overall, like I said, very, very nice weapon, and one of my favorites. So, and of course, moving on to the next biggest weaponry is we have this launcher right here. It is very, very big. And this is, I guess, Hot Toys' first time kind of doing this. Sideshow, I don't believe, from what I know, did this. So it's a very, very nice piece of weaponry right here. This is a launcher, obviously, as you guys can tell. The weathering on it is like the same as that one's. Very, very nice. Absolutely love it. I mean, nothing crazy. I probably won't ever pose this or even use this at all, but it's a very nice weapon to have with this. So very, very cool. And then moving on to our next one, we have the fuck, I forgot what it's called, honestly. I totally forgot. Having like a brain fart. I don't know all my stuff at, like off the top of my head, but we had the generic blaster that most clones usually have over here, as you guys can tell. Now this one, like I said, I'm gonna, for comparison purposes, I'm gonna compare it with this one. To me, they kind of come off as the same thing. This is Sideshow, obviously, and this is Hot Toys. This one's a bit cleaner, but this one is a lot more weathered. But to be honest, this one kind of looks a little too similar. This one's just a bit cleaner, but honestly, like if I were to compare them, like it would be two different things. So with comparisons, there's nothing really that's really different with it, other than I guess this piece right here, where in the Sideshows it's like that, and then the Hot Toys is like that, and then basically that's it. It's basically the same thing in all honesty. One thing I do point out is this isn't, on the Hot Toys one, isn't as loose as this one right here on the Sideshow, where this is like extremely loose. Not more so on this one, but on my Sideshow 5s, or I think Echo, this one is more loose compared. So one thing I do like is that this is a bit more not firm, but just more tighter, I guess. It's not gonna be jumping up and down. So very, very nice. So for instance, your comparisons, Sideshows, Hot Toys, right there. And then moving down to our heavy blaster right here, as you guys can tell, very, very nice. I'm actually happy that they did include this. This reminds me of my boy Heavy, you know, rip Heavy. But yeah, very, very nice piece right here. I really like this. One thing I do remember is when this first came out, people actually were kind of complaining about how small it was. And honestly, I do not know if the proportions are like bigger or they made it bigger. But yeah, I remember a lot of people were kind of pointing out how small this was compared to like the other blasters, as you guys can tell. But because this in Star Wars, I guess it's a big gun. It's a heavy gunner type of gun. So you know, it's nothing crazy. But going into the details and the paint answer, very, very nice. I like how they have this brown paint to that, and then of course inside the barrel, as you guys can see right there, has like that brown paint in there. And of course throughout the whole, I guess, gun, it's just, you know, it's just a normal generic black. Not as much weathering as maybe those ones would have, but to me it just seems super, super clean. So yeah, yeah, very, very nice. And then of course moving on to the detonators, I do want to compare the detonators that Sideshow used to give the other clones, and so I will compare. So this is Hot Toys, as you guys can tell, and then we have Sideshow. So as you guys can tell, very, very big difference here. As you guys can tell, honestly, the most, I'm just gonna say off the bat, the more superior one is the, Sideshow, the Hot Toys one. As you guys can tell, the paint apps on this is absolutely, you know, it's really good comparing for how small it is. And then of course the biggest thing is the proportions of it. This is way, way smaller compared to the Hot Toys one, and of course the paint apps as well. You don't see really a button on this, maybe right there, but they don't even have the red. It's just basically they painted this whole thing all gray. This one is weathered for sure. I don't even know if that's weathered. I think it's just maybe the paint, but this one is obviously the far superior one. So there you go. Sideshows, Hot Toys right there. So if this thing does not move, I would really appreciate that. And it's gonna keep on moving. And then we have, I guess, another detonator of the gun over here, as you guys can tell. I'm sorry, not the gun, of another version of the detonator here. It's just, instead, it's kind of like the ones that they kind of just plant and then they let it explode. So yeah, very, very cool. Actually, let me see if we can. No, that's not movable. But yeah, and then on to, and it's moving around. Please don't move. And stop. So moving on to the next thing, which is one of my favorite accessories. Of course, this is the jetpack that it comes with, as you guys can tell. This is, I believe, magnetic, which thank God, finally, it is like not. I mean, thank God. I mean, I know the other, well, every other one is magnetic except for Boba Fett's. Which, please, Hot Toys, if you guys ever make another Boba Fett, do not make it with the hooks. Those are just so like, I don't know, they're just terrible. But yeah, we have the 501st jetpack over here. Very, very detailed weathering right there. Absolutely stunning in my opinion. Actually looks really, really cool. I really like how it just looks. And just that dark blue is perfect to me. I love the 501st blue. It's just such a nice color. Like, blue is one of my, it is my favorite color. So obviously I'm going to like it. So yeah, very, very nice throughout the whole thing. You can see the weathering marks and the little scratches here and there. Very, very nice. And of course, you know, it comes with the rocket effects over here. You just put that thing in there. And then it has that little effect right there, just like that. Don't know if I'll be using this, just because I want to display this trooper for the time being with my 5s and Echo, so we'll see about that. And of course we have the 501st, or just the generic clone backpack that, you know, clones usually have if they don't have the Jetpack. And very, very nice. And of course, for comparison purposes, I'm going to compare it with the Wolfpack Trooper that Sideshow gave the Wolfpack Troopers. They gave the same exact backpack, but this is way different. You'll see right now. As you guys can tell, these are way different. Obviously, just by the paint app itself. And you can also tell by the size. I mean, the size overall is just this. The Hot Toys one is pretty much bigger than the other. And as you can tell, like, you compare it to both, this one is way smaller than this one. I do like this one just because of how weathered it is, but at the same time, I do like this one. I believe this one you can just take off. Oh, there's no clip like that. Where on, oh, it's actually magnetic. I didn't even know that. So this part is magnetic where you close it, where this one is more so of a clip, as you can see, just right there. And then of course, just like I said, the main thing about this is the fact that it's like really, it's weathered like crazy. You know, you can see the little scratch marks and all that. It's really crazy, where this one's a bit cleaner, but it is still weathered, as you can tell. And then of course the straps, well, the straps aren't annoying like these, where these kind of just like are all over the place, where these ones are kind of just pretty much straightforward, and that's about it. So very, very nice. I think Hot Toys wins the battle on this one. Yes, I would like the weathering more on this, but honestly, the functionality of it, I would prefer this one over the Sideshow one. So Sideshow, Hot Toys, and there you go. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the, I guess, those accessories. Now we move on to probably my favorite part of what this figure comes with, and that is of course the helmets that this comes with. Absolutely beautiful, as you guys can tell. You know what, let me get into this one first. We have the 332nd helmet from the Clone Wars Season 7. This is Ahsoka's battalion, as you guys can tell. Obviously beautiful, beautiful. This is what they did when she came back, I guess, to fight with them on the Siege of I'm so stupid right now. The Siege of Mandalore. Absolutely beautiful, dude. This thing is so beautiful. Even if this isn't going to be on the clone, I think this is just a really nice display piece you can have with a clone or something like that. I do know Rex comes with it. I do not know if that's going to be like something that you can attach on like this one, but I remember when they first released Rex, or I guess revealed Rex that he was releasing, people were skeptical if we were getting this clone or not. So very, very excited about this, and very, very happy how this came out. The paint apps on this is absolutely, it's really nice. It's really nice. Just, you can see the little scratches. It's not as dirty as like other clones helmets like from Sideshow did, but it is very, very nice, as you guys can tell. So cool addition. And of course we have the Phase 1 realistic 501st helmet over here, as you guys can tell. Absolutely beautiful. Just a very, very nice helmet. I love the Clone Wars version of, I guess, the Phase 1 helmets. Not much of a big fan of this, but seeing this in person, this is a really, really nice helmet. Probably will never ever probably use this unless like I'm like, you know, this, I don't know, I probably will never use this version of the helmet, if I'm being honest, because like I don't really like the Phase 1, but it is a very nice helmet, and it is a very nice addition to Hot Toys to give it to us. But yes, the weathering on this is absolutely beautiful, as you guys can tell. Just a very, very nice addition. I'm glad that they gave us the option to switch in between helmets. So yeah, that's pretty much it right there. So that pretty much concludes the accessory part of the figure itself, and well, what else more to say? But, you know, let's just jump right into the figure itself. So let's go. Alright, ladies and gents, we have the figure here itself. As you guys can tell, he is absolutely beautiful, just stunning. My boy, my clone man, my clone boy, just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm super happy that I actually got this guy. In the very beginning, I did not plan on getting him, but that was with everything of Hot Toys that I pre-ordered at this point. And well, we have him here finally, after I would say almost a year that he's been, I guess, in development. And yes, he has lived up to the hype. I mean, we love clones, and of course the 501st. Who doesn't love the 501st? I mean, if you don't, I mean, you're out of your mind. But yes, we have the 501st Trooper here. As you guys can tell, he's looking absolutely beautiful, just beautiful all around. The weathering on this is not the same as, I would say, the Sideshow one, because the Sideshow ones are crazily weathered. But, you know, it doesn't really matter to me. I think it's a very nice, I think it's a good amount of weathering on it in my honest opinion. But yes, let's just start off from the bottom. As you guys can tell, we have the boots, or the, I guess, shoes that they wear, nothing too crazy. And then as we move up the shins, we have little blue accents on both sides over here, as you guys can tell. And then as we move up to the knee pads, we have blue, I guess, and blue outlines on the, I guess, bottom corner of the pads itself. Very, very nice. And then as you guys can tell, we just move up the same thing as the shins, where they are weathered with white and have blue accents on both sides, as you guys can tell. One good thing that I'm glad Hot Toys did do is actually have the undercloth, which Sideshow did do. They didn't have like the rubber suit that the First Order troopers or even the Death Troopers have, where it doesn't, you know, I guess minimize their movement and their posability and all that, because that tends to be annoying and that can eventually end up ruining the figure's, I guess, experience with it, or whatever you want to call it. But yes, and then as we move up to the crotch area, pause, and then we have like weathering over there. I guess someone was really trying to fuck up his crotch. And then as we see his big ass diaper on the back over here, same thing. And then we move up to the belt along. As you guys can tell, it's just the normal, I guess, trooper belt that you would have, but it does have weathering on it, which is very, very nice. Glad that they added that. You know, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna move up the arms a little bit right here. And as we move along the back, still bunch of pockets over here. And then we have this thermal detonator with, I guess, blue accents on the back right there. I'm super happy that they didn't make this like an accessory where it can come off, because you guys know how the Scout Trooper went. That was pretty annoying, you know, trying to put that back on and take it was just super frustrating and just annoying, just dealing with that shit. So, and then of course we move up to the chest plate. Of course we have the generic 501st Trooper, I guess, you know, little triangle over here. As you guys can tell, that's just like one of the most, well, every normal 501st Trooper has that, you know, unless you're like, you know, a different type of, not different type, but just a whatever, I don't know. But yeah, you guys can tell right there, just very, very nice. As you can see, there's paint chips of it, of the white over here, and then of course we have the, I guess, paint chips of the blue as well, which is very, very nice. And then we move on to the back. Nothing too crazy, just like I said, weathering on the back as well. And then moving along the arms, we have, just like I said in the beginning with the accessories, the hands are just generic, I guess, clone hands with the white armor and just very minimal weathering on both hands, as you guys can tell. And then of course on the wrist we have the, I guess, comm links on both sides. No, they don't. So we have a blank, I guess, forearm guard right there, and then a comm link right there, both having blue accents on both sides, which is very nice, with the weathering, of course, on both sides. And then we have the elbow pads, which are just white pads, and that's it. Nothing, you know, with the blue pad, with the I guess the 501st logo or anything like that. And then of course we have the upper arm padding, and of course we have the shoulder pads with the blue 501st shoulder pads on both sides. Very, very nice. As you guys can see, it's very hard to tell the weathering and the scratches, but you can still see. And I'm glad that they actually made it kind of just different on each side, where this one kind of has its own like weathering on it, and then this one has like more weathering on it. It's not just like the same, and you kind of, you know, they weren't really lazy with that, so I'm kind of happy that they did that. And then of course, last but not least, ladies and gents, we have the helmet that this comes with over here. So as you guys can tell, this thing is absolutely stunning. Very, very beautiful. Phase 2 armor all the way for sure. I love the Phase 2 armor. It just looks so dope. But yeah, very, very beautiful. Very, very cool looking trooper. And of course, it's the 501st. 501st is one of the most liked, if not the most liked, clone battalion troopers in all of Star Wars. Or I would say most people would agree with me on that. To me, they are. I don't really have, I guess, a favorite battalion. I guess it kind of just varies which clone you're talking about, and then we can talk about it. But yeah, very, very nice. The weathering on this is absolutely just, it looks so good, dude. Like, it's a right amount of weathering. I'm starting to like how minimal it is, because, you know, it still makes the armor look clean where it doesn't look too dirty. You know what I mean? But yeah, very, very cool. So like I said, very, very beautiful, beautiful figure over here. As you guys can tell, I guess the posability and the articulation on this, well, let's give it a figure out. So you can move this all the way up. I don't want to do it all the way up to the point where it's like Cody's, where I remember like if you moved it all the way up, you kind of had like a problem with that. And then moving it back, very, very good over here. Same thing over here, I would say. Yep. And then the head over here, just you can move it around, which is very, very nice. One thing I do not like on my Sideshow one, where my fives, it comes off. I don't know why. I think it's because of the pauldron, but I've had other fives where it wouldn't come off, so it was very, very annoying. But yeah, there's that, and then of course the leg movements. Obviously this part right here is going to block it, so not much right here. It's still got to kind of break in there, and then of course you can move it there. The foot mobility around there. So yeah, I would say it has I guess a good amount of articulation where you can have it in really cool poses, but I wouldn't want to like break anything, especially the joints, especially like with how Cody was. Like, I know it's kind of loose. Even mine is kind of a bit loose, but I don't even mess with that anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, I do kind of want to make a comparison with my ARC Troopers. I do not have a Sideshow 501st normal Trooper, but I do have the 501st ARC Trooper. So let me just bring that out real quick. So ladies and gents, we have both of the ARC Troopers right here, as you guys can tell. You can obviously tell the biggest difference is, well, the weathering on the figures. I'm holding both of them. So ladies and gents, we are back with the... So I am back with the figures here. It's up. You guys are probably wondering why I'm having both of my hands on them. Well, they're, like I said earlier, or in one of my videos, is that these things do not hold well together at all. Like, if I literally let them go, like, they will fall, and we don't want that. So I'm going to be holding them meanwhile. But as you guys can tell, I'll probably put one down. You guys can tell, very, very different. The biggest thing is, well, the paint apps. This one in the middle is way wider than the ones on both sides. As you guys can tell, it's more of a grayish color on both sides compared to the one in the middle, obviously. And of course, the biggest difference, oh, that's one of the biggest differences. And of course, like the accessories, ARC Troopers. I mean, these ARC Troopers look so sick decked out. I mean, it's just so beautiful. But also the fact that the blue is different. I noticed that on fives over here, his is more of a like a baby bluish, which I do like. I absolutely love how blue that is, which I feel like is more of a 501st color. But you do have to remember they kind of interpret like the Clone Wars of it, so it does have that. But then of course I'm gonna put this down. Meanwhile, I'm gonna put this on the side. Echo over here, he kind of has more of that bluish, dark bluish look to, I guess, the 501st color, as you guys can tell. So obviously the helmet, as you guys can tell, these are two different helmets, but there is a big difference with it. This is more of a realistic take on, like, you know, the movies, where I believe this is like more of a I guess cartoonish, but it's not. It's like a realistic take of it. But yeah, very, very cool, as you guys can tell. I want to say that they're both the same height, if not maybe the ARC Trooper's a bit taller, but it may just be because of his pauldron or something like that. But yeah, overall, like I said, huge difference, as you guys can tell. Obviously the helmet is also a big difference, just because this is an ARC Trooper, it's a generic clone. But, and then also, like I said, the paint apps on it are super different. But I mean, obviously, or just the Sideshow ones honestly held up pretty well. I still think they look really good to this day. And well, I did mention in another video that I do hope maybe one day they do reissue, I mean, fives and Echo. But till that day, I only have these fools. But yeah, like I said, absolutely beautiful when it comes to this piece. I'm gonna put this guy away for a bit, and then of course, like I said, just a beautiful piece, and I'll probably just be displaying him with Echo and fives and all that good stuff. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to the final part of the video, and that is of course expressing my final thoughts on this figure, and of course showcasing some badass poses that you can put this guy in. So we'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the figure here in a beautiful, beautiful pose that we have right now. Just absolutely beautiful. We are at that part of the video where, of course, I will be expressing my final thoughts of the figure itself, while, of course, showing some beautiful poses that it can be posing. But with that being said, ladies and gents, I mean, just look at this. This thing is absolutely just clones are just so beautiful, especially the 501st. Like, that blue is so pretty, man. It's just, this figure is so, like, I'm glad we actually just got this. I'm a little disappointed that Rex hasn't been released yet, which I cannot wait, just because Rex is one of my favorite characters as well. But hey, I know he's gonna be coming out soon. He has to come out this one. He just has to. But anyways, ladies and gents, like I said, this figure is just absolutely beautiful, and it is honestly a no-brainer. This is a must-have, in at least in my collection for sure. I'm really debating on getting another one, but you know, with the space that I have right now, I don't think it's at the right time. I'll probably buy another one just to store it, and then until I get a bigger place or whatever, just I'll be able to display it, because then you also have to remember I have a bunch of other pre-orders that I definitely want to keep, and then of course Rex, you know. I want to keep the 501st in like it's a little shelf without actually making it look crowded. But yes, ladies and gents, this thing is absolutely beautiful. The variety of accessories that this comes with is beautiful. The only downside I would say is that the phase 1, I guess, helmet is very it's big. The proportion of it, the size of it, it's kind of big. It kind of reminds me of those McDonald's, like, I don't know if you remember, I may just be like really old. No, I'm not even old, but like those, I guess those Happy Meals things, when they had like the Clone Wars promotion thing, those Happy Meals where it had like the bobbleheads. It kind of reminded me of that, because like it's honestly pretty big. I kind of like saw people's comments on it, but I was like, you know, let me see for myself, because I mean, look what happened with the Ray stuff. I mean, but yeah, and they're right. It kind of looks pretty big. It's not the best. I mean, like I said, personally for me, the the phase 1 helmet doesn't like matter to me, so I'm not going to be using that. But yeah, that's just something to know. But other than that, honestly, this thing is absolutely beautiful. It's just, I mean, it's a clone, dude. And the fact that Hot Toys made it finally, Jesus, it's like, it's satisfying, extremely satisfying. And it's honestly like, I'm super excited to like even have this right now. And well, let's just hope they keep on releasing more clones, you know? I know we have the Shock Trooper, then we have obviously Rex, and then we have the Bad Batch that is coming out like in 2023, God knows when. But let's just hope for the best, and well, the more clones we get, the better. So, but like I said, absolutely beautiful. If you have the chance to pick this up, by all means, pick up as many as you want. Like I said, I'm not picking up like 6 like these other fools are, like, but hey, to each his own. For me, I think 1 is enough for right now, and well, the future will tell to see if we will get more. But yeah, with that being said, ladies and gents, if you guys enjoyed the video, because why wouldn't you? I mean, look how handsome I am, and look how beautiful this figure is. Hit that like button, because it really helps your boy out with the algorithm, because you know how YouTube is, because YouTube really is ass. But whatever. But, and of course, if you guys like seeing these types of unboxings and reviews, well, hit that little red button, hit that little bell notification, so then, you know, when I release a video, you guys will know when I release a video. And let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this, because this thing is absolutely beautiful. I better see all positive comments, or else I'll come after your family and just destroy you. No, I'm just kidding. I won't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. But literally, like this, I mean, there's nothing bad to say about this figure. Everyone is literally going nuts for it, and they have every right to, because, I mean, it's a 501st clone, and it's just they executed this figure perfectly, in my opinion. So, with that being said, ladies and gents, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.